So with Zelda Twilight Princess HD being back in the news recently, thanks to very well tier 1 credible leaker known as Midori, she actually took to social media to basically insinuate and back up some rumors around this game just being done and on a shelf somewhere, where when she was talking about a code name named Edward that is probably related to a 2D Zelda game if you look at the other code names for the Zelda franchise, but responding to a fan that asked The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess Remastered, and she just responded, "I do not know why Nintendo is not releasing it yet." Essentially stirring the pot once again, getting some of the Zelda fans' hopes back up that maybe Nintendo really has had these games done this whole time and they just haven't wanted to release them until they saw the right gap in their release software lineup. And in a month where we're about to finish out literally every announced first-party Nintendo game from their release roadmap, is this finally the year that Nintendo will want to port over Twilight Princess HD? And of course Wind Waker is in that conversation just as much, because these games go hand in hand and were both released on the Wii U during its generation, and they're mysteriously ports that did not make it over to the Nintendo Switch, where you know they will sell great if they did port them. So does Nintendo just have these games in their back pocket this whole time, and is the year finally here where we could see them launch? And there's two ideas I have around how Nintendo might finally release these games, and I want to discuss that with you all while briefly booting up Twilight Princess HD on the Wii U and discussing why this is the perfect port to bring over to Nintendo Switch and why now might be the perfect time. So we'll get on the same page with all of that. Before we do, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on your bell notification to join Sunbro Nation if you're new here. And with that, we'll hop right into some Twilight Princess HD gameplay. Okay, so first off, we really just have to stop and appreciate this intro really fast, because you know, Twilight Princess, for me, I grew up such a hardcore Ocarina of Time fan, and a lot of people conflate those games and compare them to each other. This does feel like another attempt at an Ocarina of Time type of experience, but on a clearly way more powerful generation of consoles. I played this on the GameCube, so I was always used to the button controls. It was weird when it came out for the Wii and everything was mirror mode, and it actually came out later in North America on the GameCube, like a month later. I played it on that, and that's how I have all this nostalgia. So I was glad when they re-released this game in HD, because they did keep the original GameCube layout the way it was designed. And you know, just right out of the gate, this intro with the epic music in the background, Link being able to go between Wolf and adult Link with Midna. It's some of the best storytelling, some of the best timeless puzzles. I mean, really great, truly 3D experience of a Zelda game here. I don't know where I left off last time, because I've been purposely holding out on replaying these games entirely. So we're gonna hop right back into wherever I last did a video similar to this on the channel. And hey, if you guys are mad about me talking about Twilight Princess and Wind Waker for far too long, I am sorry. Until Nintendo finally brings them out, I will probably continue to talk about them. So we're right in the Wolf Link area right now, so I guess I do have to find my way out of this prison. And you know what's crazy is I think I might have already done this, but I probably did not save at the end of it, because that is kind of ringing a bell now. But you know, we'll kind of skip through all the story cutscenes and all that kind of stuff. Midna, I think, what do we do to get out here? And see, this is going to be another cool thing, because it's been so long. I know we can like dig to go underground, but it looks like that thing is in my way, and she probably just told me what to do and I didn't even read it. So so we will be here. Here, let's see what she's telling me. Get over here. If you can't force your way out, why don't you see if there's some kind of hole you can squeeze through? Okay, so yeah, there's definitely something here that we are missing. Right there. Oh, that's what we can do. Okay, so all right, my apologies. It has been a long time since I played this game, with good reason. I just want to be able to play this handheld if I want to. I also want to be able to have it on the HD TV. I know I have a Wii U right here that I'm playing on right now with my gamepad charging. And what's cool is, you know, the inventory system on the gamepad is a great way to experience that. Like, I will actually kind of miss that when we do go to Switch, but you know, it's weird whenever it comes to like 100%ing games and having a file for them that's 100%ed. I really like to have them on the current Nintendo console, and considering that we should expect the Switch to be backwards, or Switch 2 to be backwards compatible with Switch 1 games, I think that, you know, that would be the perfect time to kind of save another 100% playthrough for basically just wait until the new game comes out, or wait until the game comes out and then 100% it, whether that be on the Switch or the Switch 2. So we'll find our way out of here. I know Midna has an ability to go up. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Midna has the ability to like jump and pull down stuff with like her hand. And you actually play as Wolflink for quite a bit in this game before getting into the human form at all. Some complain that was a little bit too long, and I think they did actually do some stuff to kind of like essentially well, I guess you do start off as human Link first, but that's only like for the very like brief moment before you go into Wolflink, and then you're kind of stuck as Wolflink for a while. So I think that is our sense button, so then you can kind of see people that are... Twilight Princess is a dark game, I'll tell you that too. It's like really like, if you look at just kind of the gray tones of the world, it's not like a bright and vibrant game by any means. It's one of the darker stories in a Legend of Zelda game for sure. And I do want to say too, as far as like the port remastered for the HD thing, you could definitely argue that because of the cell shaded style, that Wind Waker HD actually kind of aged better than Twilight Princess HD. And I would be curious to see if Nintendo would maybe go as far as to even enhance this just a little bit more than what it is, as far as like with just the textures and the lightings and things like that. Like, would they actually potentially go a little bit further than what they did before? It's definitely a possibility. But as I was mentioning, like, you stay as Wolfling for a long time, and I know that you have to find these like sacred tears to kind of get out of that form in like different locations. And I think they like actually took down the number of tears that you had to collect. It used to be higher, like upwards of 18 or something. They went down to like 12 or less. I could be wrong on those numbers, but I know they made some minor changes like that. And it's going to be interesting to see also if these do come over in a combo pack or if they are individual releases, because the combo pack idea really made a lot of sense when these things were first rumored, and we thought it was going to be as part of the 35th Zelda anniversary, like the same way we see them do with Mario games. They throw them together in a collection. Maybe they would do that same thing with the Zelda games. Well, now that that's not the case, I could see Nintendo actually releasing these entirely individually at $60 a piece, which fans would probably not be the happiest about, but we'll still buy them. At least I still will. I know I'm part of the problem with that, but you know, I'm just ready to play these games again. So however they choose to release them, I'm fine with it. I just want to see, I would like them to at least drop at the same time, which then that gets in the conversation. They almost need to be a combo pack, because would Nintendo release two 3D Zelda games $60 each at the same time? Like, probably not. They would probably space them out if they were going to do that. So yeah, you could make the argument one direction or another, basically on how you think Nintendo will ultimately, you know, throw these games on the Switch, or Switch 2, because that's kind of where I do want to talk about the idea around the two different ways I can see them releasing them and time frame. One of the time frames is at this Nintendo Direct in June. I do definitely think it's in the realm of possibility that we see these games show up here, one or both. And they're just like those holiday titles to kind of really bolster the Nintendo Switch sales when we don't have a lot of other software to look forward to. And somehow Nintendo's still forecasting 13.5 million units this year for their console sales. Like, maybe they know they have some classic hits up their sleeves that people are going to go buy a new console for. Maybe they have some special editions and a price drop potentially in the conversation for the console. Like, maybe that's all real and happening, but these would definitely be games that you could basically you know, put the Nintendo Switch lineup over the top for gamers. That's one way. The other way is I'm very much in the mindset of Nintendo not supporting the Nintendo Switch with the main games past the Switch 2's launch. So let's talk about new 3D Mario. Like, that's only going to launch on Switch 2. You're not going to see them pull at Sony, where like God of War Ragnarok also comes out on PS5 and PS4. It's not going to be like their big heavy hitter games. They won't be on both, in my opinion. What will be, though, I think, what we will see Nintendo do rather, is some older ports and remasters and projects like your Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, that kind of stuff. I do think it's entirely possible that Nintendo throws these out as Switch 1 support games past when we're done with basically, or when we already have the Switch 2 in hand. So essentially the idea there is that these still come over just simply because they're going to continue to try to release different games for the current Switch audience that hasn't upgraded to Switch 2 past the launch of the next gen console, just because of how many units this thing has sold. I mean, at 141 million plus units, Nintendo's not going to want to just simply completely drop all support for that kind of stuff. So this is just putting that gate back down. So I know I'm missing something with how to get to Midna where she's at over there, but or maybe I was supposed to do that and now I can swim over to her. It's definitely possible. That's why I'm excited though to play this game again, because I am somebody who I like to wait to replay games until, let's see what they told me right there. Okay, no, they're just worried about the little monsters. So, you know, I like to replay games or wait to replay games until the point that I can't remember them very well, because then you literally are getting a second experience with the classic game again. And so the puzzles and figuring stuff out in Twilight Princess, it's been long enough now that try looking, what'd she say? Oh, just try looking down. So I bet you I have to dig through the ground, which I messed up whenever I put the water up on there. So anyway, but yeah, you wait long enough to where you don't remember exactly how everything goes, and then you're going through dungeons and you're like, wait a minute, how do I get that? You have a loose idea, but you have zero clue on exactly how it's done. And that's the best way to do it, because I don't Zelda games with their puzzles. I don't find a reason to replay them if I know the game like the back of my hand. So anyway, yeah, great story. We're gonna get into some cool cutscene parts that we'll just you know, I'm not gonna spoil anything for you guys. If you guys haven't played this game, you've been waiting maybe the whole time in order to play. Oh yeah, there's a little crawl through space right here. So you know, we won't really go through any of that. I'm about to wrap up the video here, but I you know, as much as it's been frustrating to hear about these games for so long and Nintendo just choose not to port them, I do tend to believe that they're still just sitting there somewhere, especially with Midori now kind of backing this up once again, that, you know, she doesn't know why Nintendo's not releasing them yet. I definitely think that it's very much in the realm of possibility that Nintendo will just finally throw these out after all of us fans waiting and just act like nothing ever happened. Oh, great, here's your Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. So let me know in the comments down below if you think anything visually needs to be done to Twilight Princess before it's released, or if the gameplay you're seeing is literally as good as you would want it to be for the quality of the game, and you don't feel like it needs any further updates. I definitely feel like Wind Waker still looks visually better, but I'm also legitimately happy with how this game looks too, and I can play through the entire thing and enjoy it. So I just think that cell shaded style, oh yeah, we have to send her and we jump to her. So this will show this kind of little last ability for Midna right here. So if you press L, then she will go there, and you can ZL target her, and then you can jump. And you have to do it in a timed fashion, so you don't just wait on those things to ultimately break on you. So same thing here. So we'll send her with L, ZL, jump, and then you can get up higher that way. And I think we probably have to walk across this rope. Or, well, it takes us down. That probably gets us an extra little item or something, or some hearts. But we'll go ahead and do that. Why not? So yeah, share all that stuff in the comments down below with me, guys, and let me know if you're excited for these games, if you think maybe 2024 or 2025 will finally be the year, and which do you think is more likely? Do you think Nintendo's going to release them this year and we learn about them at the June Nintendo Direct? Or do you think they'd come out in 2025 as Switch 1 support games where, you know, it's just Nintendo kind of feeding their fan base, continuing to release some content for the Switch past the launch of the Switch 2. So thanks so much for watching the video today, everyone. Make sure you share all your thoughts and feelings with me in the comments down below before you leave, regardless if we agree or disagree. Also, make sure you like, subscribe, turn your notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.